Sometimes figuring out what not to do is a great way to figure out what to do. So today I want to talk about some makeup mistakes that we've all pretty much made and also some do's and don'ts, starting off with the most important do, and that is to apply a moisturizer. So not everybody needs a primer, but obviously you need to apply something to your skin to give the makeup something to hold on to. So it's actually the most important step that you can do. Also, keep an eye on the top right hand corner of the screen because there's going to be videos throughout this that you guys can click on to find out some more information. Next up, we have foundation. Obviously, this is a very important step to make sure that our foundation matches, but a lot of people are still matching their foundation to their face. It actually needs to match your neck and your chest, so make sure the tone and the shade is just right to blend perfectly, whether you need to go lighter or darker to blend with your neck and chest. If you're struggling to find the right foundation, you can get drops that you can add in that will lighten or darken the foundation depending on your need. The next don't is don't overload the skin. Make sure to apply a very small amount and build it up. 2 thin layers of foundation are better than 1 thick one, so bear that in mind when you're applying foundation. To avoid over applying, wipe off a little bit of excess on the back of your hand and then apply it slowly, building up the coverage as you go. The next don't is don't go too light with your concealer. This actually won't hide anything whatsoever. You have to go for the same shade or even slightly darker when you're hiding a blemish or any discoloration on the skin. The only time you use a lighter shade is if you're brightening or drawing more attention to a certain area, like when you're highlighting the skin instead. The next do is to set your makeup in place. This will help your makeup last longer and it'll stop it from creasing up in certain areas like smile lines and underneath the eyes. So whether you use a powder or a setting spray, it's really important to set it in place. Brows. I don't really want to tell you guys what you shouldn't and should do with your brows because I think they're super personal and it's one thing that I just never want to interfere with. But just please make sure you follow the rule that your arch is the highest point of your brow, not that intersection, not the outer section, but your arch. Even if it's just a hair higher, it will make such a difference to your entire face. And over highlighting your brows. Yes, it can give you a polished finish when done correctly, but otherwise you're just drawing attention to something on your face. Contouring is still a huge trend, but this new trend of getting really sharp contour lines by using flat objects can work for some people and not work for others, particularly if you're going too dark to begin with and using the wrong shaped brush. And then also blending it down too far is another thing that people are starting to do. And what this does is actually throw off the proportions of your face. What you're better off doing is using a brush that you have more control over and slowly building the color up as you go along. And one huge mistake that I always used to make was contouring the entire side of my nose. All this does was actually draw more attention to my nose and make it bigger. So you're actually better off contouring just on the bridge, but make sure you blend it. The highlighter trend is definitely sticking around for a little bit longer, so if you do want to start using highlighter, make sure that it's in the right shade and tone to work with your natural undertone and your shade range. On both sides of the face, I used exactly the same highlighter, but you guys can see the difference it made just because of the undertone that's underneath it. It's really important to choose the right one. Eye makeup. There's so many different ways that eye makeup go wrong, but the most important thing is to apply a base. If you don't apply a base, the eyeshadow is going to go really patchy, it's not going to blend for you, and it's going to hold on to certain areas just like it has down here. So apply a primer or a base to start with. Another big don't is don't blend your eyeshadows out too far. Use the corner of your nose, corner of your eye, and corner of your brow as a guide and keep your eyeshadows in from this point. If you blend it out too far, you're going to mess with the proportions on your face and give it a really uneven, unpolished finish. There's only certain makeup looks that can get away with blending out so far. For day to day, keep it inwards. Another don't is don't focus on just the lower lashes. The upper lashes actually have to be thicker and fuller than the bottom ones to add balance to the eyes. The last thing that I do in any makeup look is to pick my cheek and lip options. If I want to go bold on the lips, I go muted on the cheeks and vice versa. You don't want to go bold on both because you can kind of end up looking like a clown. So choose a muted lip if you're going for a bold cheek or vice versa, or go for both being muted because you can definitely get away with that. So those are just some of the makeup mistakes that we can all make. I've definitely made them all. Maybe not all in one go, but I've definitely made them at some stage in my life of makeup. And I hope you guys are enjoying our series on the Makeup Chair Handbook. We're actually finished the entire series, so if you don't have the book already, definitely check out the information box so you guys can learn at home along with the videos that we have completed now. And definitely check out my channel if you want to see all the videos in the series. And I'll see you guys on Friday.